Oh man. Oh yeah, friends and fam. Welcome back to another episode of Captain Coleslaw Outdoors with yours truly. Today, we're bringing you a pretty cool, different take on trout fishing like we've been exploring over the last couple episodes. Today, we're gonna try something royally different. We are going to attempt to chase native trout instead of stocked trout. So here's the difference between all the trout fishing you've seen up to this point and what we're going to do right now. Native trout in Pennsylvania are exclusive to the species known as brook trout, which you guys have seen me catch before. They are a beautiful little fish, and they are the state fish of Pennsylvania, rightfully so. Other species of trout have been introduced or stocked from actually other parts of the world in order for anglers to have recreational opportunities. So we're going to go out here and we're going to try to catch native brook trout. And the thing about native brookies is that they are very aggressive and they're not all that difficult to get to bite, but getting to them can be challenging because they live in the coldest, cleanest, clearest mountain streams left in the state. A lot of those streams, however, have been tampered with over the last 100 years and don't hold native brookies like they used to. But up here where we're at, we are in an area where there are plenty of trout and plenty of opportunities. We just got to go out there and try to get them. We're in the Allegheny National Forest, open to public use, and there are plenty of clear little streams that have trout in them for people like us to adventure in there and hopefully catch. We're practicing catch and release today, so none of these trout we catch are coming home with us. It's just CPR, catch, picture, release. And as much as I would love to show you these detail of these little trout in a lot of detail and a lot of intimate images, it's got to be a catch, quick look, release, because they are very fragile fish. It's very close to 70 degrees a day, sunshine galore, and that is what the doctor ordered for a day of fishing. So we're gonna go out and try to catch some of these native brookies. We're not gonna get extremely off the grid, maybe a mile or so from the main roads, but it's all gonna be trekked on foot. So without further ado, I'm gonna go out here and try to find some water for us to fish. When I do, I'll get back to you and I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of the game plan before we get into the water itself. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Stay tuned, should be fun. Let's hope we can get some brookies. This is quite an ecosystem back here, let me tell you. Some of this timber is probably over 100 years old, and these trees that you're looking at, these are eastern hemlocks. And eastern hemlock is the state tree of Pennsylvania, but this is the indigenous forests that a lot of these areas of the mountains have had for hundreds of years. So it's pretty special to be up here checking out these dark forests and whatever little critters in life that we can find within its confines. It's a special ecosystem. A lot of green, it's just a lot of temperature changes, it just feels different. And wait till you see some of this water. Pretty special. So one of the things about fishing for native brook trout, the water that you're gonna be finding these fish in, it's all primary first order streams found in the mountains, fed by springs and melt off and that kind of thing. These fish are hungry. There's not a lot of nutrients in this water because the water hasn't been eroding the landscape long enough for organic debris to get into it. So these trout are hungry when you find them, but they're also wary. So one of the things you almost have to have is the sun to your back and some sort of camouflage. Like I'm literally wearing a camo shirt and camo hat, trying to do everything I can to really hide myself from the fish. So I see a decent set of pools up here right now. I think we're gonna try right in here a couple times and see if we can't catch some brookies. Move down a little bit further, see if we can't pick into here. The stream is so small that you almost don't even need a weight. We're gonna go weightless. The weight of the worm and the hook. Got a fish. Oh my gosh, it's a native. Holy smokes, woo! Check it out. Ha! What a beautiful fish. A native brookie. Oh my gosh. I have not caught a native brook. Oh, there it goes. Unreal. Couldn't find my phone for the photo, but we caught my first native brook trout on this trip. Are you kidding? Amazing. Amazing, so cool. So here's the premise of what just happened there. I am trying to get as low as I can, looking for these cut banks and pitching the worm right up in underneath it. And once I do that, I just let it drift. I have no weight on at all. I'm just simply getting the worm in under the cut bank, and they hit it. They hit it instantly. That wasn't a real big hole, but it was enough to have a trout, a native trout. We're gonna keep looking for those little cut banks and holes in the stream, even if we gotta do some walking to get there. Stay tuned, we're gonna keep trying to bring you more of those brookies, because that was cool. We can't stop at one. This hole right here is perfect for trout. It's got the timber, it's got the deepness, it's got the shade. Taking our steps, risking it all. Oh my God, I can see trout swimming in there. I almost fell in too. There we go. Oh yeah, come on. Just gotta wait them out. Wait them out. I got him. Oh my gosh, yes. Look at that. Woo, woo, woo. That's a pretty trout right there. I want to bring that trout up here so you can get some better look at him. Look at that freaking beauty. Absolute beauty. Now we're gonna get him back in the water. It's a stick. I'm actually just pulling them up, and that's enough to set the hook on them. It's almost like as the hook comes up through the water, that's when they attack, because they know that this fast current, if they're gonna live in the pool and eddy right under this log, that means anything that runs through that riffle, they have to attack, or it's downstream and they never get a chance at it. So, another small brookie. But that's what you got to do. Adjust, adapt, figure them out. It looks like nothing, but really all it is an understanding of the water currents and what these fish want. Little guy, but another lively little bugger. And that is trout number, I believe that's number 5 or 6. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. By far the best trout of the day right here, fellas. Oh my gosh. I got lucky as heck on the hook set too. I would let the worm drift down. Oh my God, look at this fatty. Let the worm drift down and then pull it up, and that's when the fish hit. Whew. Oh, freaking sweetness. Many people live to catch this fish. Our state emblem, absolute beauty. Well, fellas, we're gonna take this opportunity to call this a day. What a cool little trip, right? You're not catching the biggest fish by any means, but they are the state fish of Pennsylvania, and for good reason. Brook trout, especially native brook trout, are one of the most beautiful little fish, but they require some incredibly sensitive environmental conditions in order to exist. They require cold, first-order, spring-fed streams found in shady, dark areas like up here in the National Forest, where you can see that these hemlocks do a job on keeping temperature down. It's 77 out there, it's 58 in here. And these trout are able to propagate and live in here year-round because they have the right water conditions in order to do that. And that is something that makes them very, very special to our fisheries here in PA. At the same time, it's something that makes them extremely vulnerable. So in areas where these little primary streams exist in the middle of heavy wooded timber, when this ecosystem falls apart, the trout in these streams go with them. And most people don't even think about catching trout in these little streams of Pennsylvania, but these are some of the best trout fishing opportunities ever. They're aggressive, they'll eat anything, you just have to get in and find them. This is public land. This is not somebody's property. Anybody can get out here and go find these trout. Technically, because this is public land, these trout, these trees, this forest belongs to you and me. So the only thing stopping you from going and using this land and going to catch those fish and have those experiences is you. Find a way to make it happen, and perseverance always pays. The fish are here. They're a beautiful little creature. They're worth your time, they're worth your effort, and you will be. So fellas, if you like this episode where you're able to go out here and see these native trout get caught, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you got to experience trout fishing in its most real form here in Pennsylvania. And until next time, fellas, keep shooting straight, and staying strong. And for now, that is it. I'm out. I will see you on the next one. Jake Lizzie,